Hey guys, welcome to another code Kata. We're going to do this one today, the Death Rats of Hamelin. As you can see, it's a little bit of a tricky one, but it shouldn't be too bad. I think what we're going to end up doing is we're just going to end up doing this one in JavaScript, as you can see up here. So let's take a look and see how we'll get it sorted. So let's take a look. The Pied Piper has been enlisted to play his magical tune in coats, excuse me. All the rats out of town, but some of the rats are deaf and are going the wrong way. How many deaf rats are there? You can see we've got where the Pied Piper comes up, a rat going left, a rat going right, and a couple of examples. So let's get started. Okay, that's all the same information. Let's have a look at these sample tasks. So as you can see on this one, it's expected to be 0. All the rats are going towards the Pied Piper. That's going to be a little bit of an issue later on, but we'll get it sorted. Pied Piper at the start, and again, the one going away. There's a 1 here, and if it's in the middle, it's just counting all towards them. Okay. So what do we need to keep track of? So we need to keep track of the death rats. So that starts off at 0. Okay. We need to keep track of when the Pied Piper is, or if the Pied Piper is going, so we know if rats are going in the right direction. So that'll start off as false. What else do we need to know? We might want somewhere to. Depends how we're going to do it. My initial thought is just to do town.split on space. Would have been my initial thought, but that won't work for all of these. So what we might end up doing is just standard for loop and just with a temporary string just to store stuff. Now, JavaScript, like a lot of languages, lets you just access text as an array. So, for example, this won't actually do the test, but if you do hello world and then access the first element in there and just test it, you can see it comes up with H, so we can just access it like that. We don't have to split it up or anything like that. So we'll do for I equals 0, I is less than town.length, and then I plus plus. Okay, so let's first of all do if town I is equal to p. So if it is the Pied Piper, then we need to set the Piper equal to true. Else if it's a space, we just want to ignore it. We might even want to reset that temp string if it's a space, because it's not a valid rat. Else if and then in fact what we just want to do in here is just as an elf, we just want to as an else we just want to plus equal town I. So underneath this if else if to add stuff on, we need to check if temp.length is equal to 2 plus all the rats 2 digits in length. And then what we shall say is if one thing or if another thing, then we want to add 1 on 2 rats, and then we would also want to set the temp to an empty string, because we've already done it. Now, what do these need to be? So if Piper, we'll start off at the start, if it hasn't had a Piper, and temp is equal to a rat running away from it. You do have to notice as well, I got caught out by this before, and in a lot of coding challenges, that is a capital O, not a number 0. And same again, if we have passed the Piper, that means we need to count if rats are running away from it. So hopefully, and yeah, of course that won't work because we're not returning anything, so we'll return the number of death rats. There we go, now test it and hopefully that'll work. Yeah, just got all the tests. And yes, it works there. And you see it's not a bad score at 724. And we'll see you all next time.